How's it going, guys? I'm back here today with another video. Today's going to be a little bit different. I'm actually going to be talking about painting certain things, painting your scope in particular, and also this applies to painting a rifle platform, AR platform, whatever you have. Pretty simple concept. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to take a scope. I've got in front of me here, I've got the Sightmark 3-9x40 HBR. This is a scope that I bought quite a while ago, actually probably 2 or 3 years ago, just for an AR platform. It's super cheap. You can pick these up for about $100, $150 in that range. Pretty good scope, honestly. I was pretty surprised, and I want to paint it up to where later on, if I get another AR platform that I want to throw this on, I've got it ready to go, and it'll be somewhat camoed up if I want to hunt coyotes or other game with it at some point as well. Comes with a cleaning cloth and pretty much your standard stuff that you'll get in your box. A couple things that I like about this scope, we'll touch on that real quick. I actually really like the focus in the back. It's got the eye focus for the reticle itself, and then obviously just like any other scope, it's got the zoom here as well, 3 all the way up to 9 power. Covered turrets. It's a 1/4 MOA per click. Pretty smooth operations here. You see all that good stuff. I didn't notice when I was testing this thing out, it's actually very tight, very clean clicks individually. There's no movement in between them, which is super nice, or very, very little. And it's a very clean, I thought it was a very clean scope, honestly. Well, I'm gonna paint this thing up and we'll get into those details here in just a second. Stand by. All right, so there's a couple different ways that you can paint this up. One of the ways is actually taking a way that I prefer, if you're looking for more of a realistic camo, I like to take the brush or grass that you might be in, grass, leaves, sticks, things like that you'll find in nature, and I'll actually cover it up and paint over it. Another method that I've seen is actually people cutting out strips of tape and actually taping it on to the reticle or to the optic. For this scope here, what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be taking brush and covering it over. Before I actually start painting this scope, there's a couple things that I want to cover up to keep safe from any overspray, one of which obviously is the eyepiece and everything. So you see here, I actually just took a section of the foam that was in the box and I took that out and put it in the top there, put tape, painter's tape over this side of the optic as well. This will help prevent any overspray from getting on our lenses at all, because it's kind of important to be able to see through those. I will be painting these rings as well because I want them to blend well with the scope. You don't have to, and honestly it's not going to make that huge of a difference, but I want this thing to look pretty good when you're actually looking at it in your hand as well. Alright you guys, so a couple minutes later you can see I've covered up everything that I want to keep from getting painted. At this point with my lenses, make sure that your lenses are covered. I'll just mention that again. Something easy to forget, but make sure that you guys cover those up. You want to be able to see through this afterwards, obviously. At this point, once you covered everything up, you're ready to start. Alright, so the first thing that I did was I went and I grabbed some spray paint. This is a flat tan. You can just grab this at pretty much any of your auto parts stores. I just spray painted these rings first, smallest piece, just knock them out of the park. Notice I'm spray painting while I'm moving, so make sure that you guys do that, or you could overpaint a certain area and you'll get some runs in that paint. Once I completed my rings, I was ready to start on the scope. This here is about 4 coats in, and you can see it's looking really nice. I actually ended up doing about 5 or 6 coats just to make sure it was good. But once that is completely dry, you can set it on the side and start painting in your camo. The spray paint I'm using for this is a flat black, and I will note that it's important to not move the grass while you're painting. So paint a section, then move, and then try to avoid that section that you previously painted to prevent any overspray. Make sure that in between the sides of the scope, in between painting each side, you let it sit and dry. If you move it while it's wet, you're gonna get some scratch marks and stuff in the paint that just won't look as good afterwards. Once your scope is completely dried, you're ready to remove the tape that we put on earlier, and you can put your rings on as well. Alright guys, so while I was working on this, I actually got a package. So this is the Vortex. I'm hoping it's what I ordered. So I'm gonna unbox this as well. So this is the Diamondback Tactical. Just bought this a little while ago. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. Looks like I'll need to get some rings for it because it doesn't look like they came with it. Here it is. Cut this off of here. Maybe. Alright, like I said, Diamondback Tactical. It's got the exposed turrets, which is super nice if you're doing like longer range stuff. And you're not doing as much tactical stuff. If you're not worried about hitting them, that's the one thing that I was kind of worried about, is actually hitting them on something and having them come off of zero. But this is super nice because it's got the, you just pull up on the turret and you can just, from wherever you're at, you can go back to zero. So really quick. It's got the focus for the reticle. Super nice. Pretty stoked about that. Sick. Alright you guys, that sums up the video for today. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, you guys know the drill. I've got that brain tanning video coming out here pretty soon. Hopefully it's going to be out within the next couple weeks. So keep an eye on that channel. Until next time, keep this nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You guys have a great rest of your day.